Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, what part of the world you're on. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. And I am your host, Crystal Lavender. And yes, that is my real name. So people say I was either born to be a stripper or a hippie. I mean, I'll drop it like it's hot, but I ain't getting back up. But we're going to see how to get unstuck. If you're feeling stuck, we're going to find out how to unstick you. All right? And we're going to go in the backwards order, from Pisces to Aries. And before we get started, I want to mention this. This is a book I wrote. It's called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. And I wrote this book all in 5 weeks, all from my little phone. So if you think you don't have the tools to write a book or to make something happen, like, we carry these tools in our pocket like every single day. So just throwing a little bit of inspiration out there. And if you would like to check out my book, it's all in the description box of all of my videos. Hello, welcome here. So we're going to go Pisces to Aries, and we're going to find out how to unstick you. All right. And I got these cool cards. They're Garbage Pail Kids cards. They're really cool. Like the King of Swords. You know, they're all Garbage Pail Kids, which I think is cool. All right. Pisces. We're going to start with Pisces first, because Pisces is always last, so we're going to make them first. Pisces. Why are you stuck, and how do we unstick you? Why are you stuck, and how do we unstick you? Thank you guys for being here. Pisces. Why are you stuck, and how do we unstick you? For my Pisces collective. Pisces. We got Judgment in reverse. Some of you guys are stuck because you are scared of being rejected. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So you're scared of putting your all out there and then being rejected. These are brand new cards, so they stick together. Like, you would rather just not put yourself out there. It's like, if you never put yourself out there, then you can never fall, right? But I mean, not trying in the first place is a sort of failure, you know? But I think some of you guys are petrified of, like, what people will say or how people will judge you. You got the Ten of Wands in reverse. It's something that you're really passionate about, you know? You have a lot of passion, but it's like it overwhelms you. This one wanted to jump. The Four of Swords. Yeah, you're like laying low. You just want to lay low. How do we unstick you? How do we unstick you? It's like, so you're terrified of putting yourself out there and being rejected. You know, this might be a situation where you have feelings for someone. This might be a situation where you have feelings for someone, you know, and you don't want it to be one-sided, you know. It's like you feel like if you tell this person that they're going to reject you, and, you know, like on Back to the Future, it's like, I don't know if I can take that kind of rejection, you know. And Marty just looks at his dad like what the fuck, you know. Page of Swords. You know, the person that you're thinking about, or the situation that you're thinking about, like, it's like a brand new idea to you, you know? Something brand new. Maybe this person just wafted into your life. The Four of Cups. think there's lots of celebration. Like you would have, or they don't see it, you know? You don't see the opportunity or they don't see the opportunity. Like you're like, they're all going to laugh at me. They're all going to laugh at me. But they're not going to laugh at you. You have to shoot your shot, you know? This person will never know, or you'll never know if you never try. And if you never try, then how do you know if you'll succeed or not? If this is some sort of business idea and you are an analysis paralysis, you know, trying to decipher if that's a right move or not, it looks like there is a lot of potential. But you're scared, like you're scared of putting yourself out there. Yeah, this person might have a lot of options, or you don't feel like you have any options. Like this person that you're dealing with either has a lot of options and you think like their DM is like full of hoes in different area codes. And you're like, ain't nobody want me, you know? So why would they want me? You know, but think about what you have to offer, you know? Like, are you loyal? Are you kind? Do you tell the truth? You have the Fool. So to get you unstuck, you got to take that leap of faith. You got to take that leap. You can't take a leap of doubt. You got to take a leap of faith, you know? And faith is showing up to the rain dance with an umbrella. Look at this guy. He's smelling the flowers, like not even knowing that he's about to go off that cliff. It's hard to adjust there. He's got his eye on the prize. You know, he ain't worried if he's going to fail or not fail. You know, like he has faith that universe is going to catch him. I think you got to take that leap with the Empress. You got to take that leap. You'll never know if you don't try. Let's see what we can get from the Everyday Witch deck. You won't know if you don't try. And if it's something that you'll regret on your deathbed not doing, you know, it's better to shoot your shot and miss. You know, aim high. Aim high. Because even if you miss, if you miss, you'll still hit stars, you know. Even if you don't hit your goal, if you aim high, then you'll still be above where you are now. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this person's afraid. What are you afraid of, Pisces? Afraid of failure? Afraid of rejection? You know, just like in the Back to the Future, like when his dad, when he actually wrote the book and wrote the stories, you know, in that other timeline, like he was real successful and happy. You know, in that first timeline where he was all scared and like, but I just can't take the rejection. You know, that timeline, like he wasn't very happy. His house wasn't very happy, you know, but you've got the Two of Cups. I think if you take the shot, Pisces, like you will be successful. You will be successful. We got the Ten of Pentacles. That's twice the Ten of Pentacles has come out. So if this is some sort of business idea, it'll definitely be successful. But if you don't make that decision, the universe will make that decision for you, or someone else will come up with the idea. You know, we have these fleeting moments, these fleeting opportunities. It's like if out of 3-point-something billion people in the world, you know, the universe will throw different ideas at different people, and whoever follows through with that action, you know, actually gets the prize. You know, that's why some people are like, man, I thought of that first. I thought of that first. Well, it's like, okay, well, you thought of it, but did you take any action towards it? You know, and if you don't take action towards it, somebody else is going to swoop up on it. You know? Yeah. Make that move. Excuse me. Make that move. Excuse me. I think you are in analysis paralysis, Pisces. Hi, Julie Bully. You need to make that move, man. Bust a move before someone else busts under you. And then you're just sit back having to watch somebody else live your dream. You know what I mean? If you don't go after your dreams, then like, who are you, applauding for other people? Applauding for other people in their dreams? It's like, go after your own dreams. You know, make it happen. Let me get you one more. Let's see. Messages from the mental realm. We're all mental around here. You know, like with doing this, I was scared to death to do this. You know, I don't want to show my face. Like, I have to take a bunch of deep breaths and breathe in and breathe out. Like, okay, you can do this, you know, but I'm shooting my shot. I'm going after it. Got to follow what my heart wants to do, you know? Who cares what you look like? Who cares what all the furries are saying to you in the background? Not furries as like kitties, because my kitties be talking up a storm. Because if not, then you'll regret it. Says, I regret my behavior. Don't do something or don't not do something that you'll regret on your deathbed. You know, if you don't take this shot, you will regret it. If you don't go after this person and make it known that you have feelings for them, then you're going to see somebody else with them, you know? It says, can we start over after all of this? You'll never know if you don't try. It says, battle is all I've known. It's hard for me to put down my sword and choose my heart instead. Right? Learning how to choose yourself is it takes a lot of accountability and awareness, you know, to follow your path, to follow your true heart's north, you know. So you just want to be like Peter Pan, like, I think I can, you know. I believe, Pisces. So now we're going to move on to Aquarius. Aquarius. Thank you for being here. Hello, good morning, good night, good afternoon. Aquarius. Why are you stuck, Aquarius, and how do we unstick you? Why are you stuck? And how to get unstuck. How do we unstick you? Says, you mean more to me than you think. There are things inside of me that I am too afraid to show you. Ooh, so there's somebody out there that really cares about you, or you really care about someone else, but you're afraid to get close to them, you know, because then they'll realize who the real you is. It's like, it's easy to put on a facade for a couple of weeks or for 3 months or whatnot. Maybe you have abandonment issues. You know, it's like once you get comfortable, it's like you're just waiting for that door to open for them to walk out of it, you know. I am better in my mind than I am in my heart. Sometimes, like, I know that for me, sometimes sex be so much better in my mind than it is in real life, or like a relationship is so much better in my head than it is in real life. Like, we go through our days daydreaming about something, you know, and then we find out, like, whenever it actually happens, we find out that it was actually better in our head, you know, the fantasy, the fairy tale was better than actually what it was in real life. It's like, we might as well not have just done it in the first place. I think some of you are living in your head. It says, I used to be a player, but somehow you changed that. Yeah, see, this person wasn't about commitment, or you weren't about commitment because you didn't want nobody to know the real you, you know? It's like, if you hop from person to person, then you don't have to get your heart torn out by someone, you know? Yeah, exactly. I make excuses because I don't want to love again. So that's either you or a person that you're dealing with. Like, you're scared. You're scared of getting your heart broke, Aquarius. You know? Like, maybe this person that you were messing with was a player, you know, and had always been a player, but we always want the bad boy to be good just for us. You know, and we always want the bad girl to be good just for us. You know, and they might have left. It says, I can't help but feel drawn to you. It doesn't make sense. It's like they might have left to go get some other booty call, or to go chase some hoe somewhere, you know, but in their mind, they're still thinking about you all the time. But at the same time, you're stuck on this person, you know, you're stuck on the idea of this person. And they work really hard on distracting themselves. Or this is you, Aquarius. Like, do you try real hard to not become too close to someone? You know, you don't let people in. You might have some trust issues. Might have some trust issues. You know, maybe you've been real betrayed before. You've been betrayed by friends, or you've been betrayed by family, or like lovers, you know? So you're like, fuck all this, I'm just going to be a player. Like, I don't ever want to get my heart broke again, you know? Like, I'll just date around, you know, go get some free dinners here, or go get a free meal there, you know, but not get too close to none of these guys or none of these girls. But there's that one that's on your mind, the one that you can't get out of your mind. Like, I want more, but I'm scared it won't work out. Yeah. Like, what happens when I show you all my demons and all the skeletons in my closet? That's the one thing about owning everything that you are. When you own everything that you've ever done, or any of like your dark skeletons in your closet, like, there ain't nothing that anybody could use against you, you know? Like, after I wrote that book, man, there's nothing that I don't put out publicly, you know? There ain't nothing that anybody can say that that they can use against me. It's just like when Eminem came on stage and he started talking about, you know, what are you going to talk about me living in a trailer? You're going to talk about me being white trash, you know? It's like, I already know that, I own it, you know? So when you own everything that you've ever done, ain't nobody can use that against you anyways, you know? Then you have that sense of like emotional, like, stability inside yourself, you know? If I could go back in time, I would handle us differently. Like, I think you're stuck on a player, Aquarius. You might be stuck on somebody that hurt you real bad. You know, somebody that you thought would never do that. You might have seen the signs, but you're like, nah, they won't do that to me. You know, they might lie to everybody else. They might have been a player with everybody else, but they ain't going to do that to me. Yeah, I think you gave up on love altogether, Aquarius. You're like, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth getting all caught up in that love game, you know? So you guys are definitely stuck on somebody that like betrayed you, somebody that like took advantage of you and took you for granted. You know, took the way that you treated them for granted, took the way that you handled them for granted, you know? And it's like now you feel like everybody's going to do that. Three of Cups. The Ace of Coins. But I think you should put yourself back out there, you know? Yeah. The Ace of Cups. Give it another shot. See what happens. You know, not everybody's like that. But if you're still stuck on this person, you're still going to be vibrating at that same frequency, you know? You can't tune to a classical radio station if you're stuck on a country, like stuck in a country song. You actually have to fine tune the radio to get to where you want to be. You want to be the frequency of acceptance and love, then you got to radiate that frequency of acceptance, of love, of honesty, of integrity, you know, of vulnerability. And then when you do that and you learn that, you know, even if the next person like does something to you and takes advantage of you or whatnot, like that's a them problem, not a you problem. You know, we have a tendency to internalize all that. You know, it's like, why did they do this to me? You know, why did they choose me to do this to? Yeah. The Nine of Wands. It's like you're holding on to all that pain and all that suffering from the last person, you know, but you can't go looking for somebody new until you heal from this. You have to heal from this before you can move on. You know, they say it takes about half the time you were with someone in order to truly heal from them and whatever happened between you. But it's like you can't let go of it. It's like you can't let go of that pain, you know? It's like, what would happen if you just dropped one of those sticks down at a time? If you dropped one of them at a time, you know? If you learn the lesson from one thing, like you internalize it and you look at it, you're like, okay, what did I learn from this situation? You know? A lot of times we learn like, oh, I ain't ever going to mess with that person again. Well, what did you learn about yourself? I dropped one. What did I drop here? What sort of something did you learn about yourself, you know, from this situation? We got the Strength card. It takes a lot of strength to look inside. To actually transmute it, to do the work, to put the work in. You know, so we don't have those same repeating patterns. I was one of them ones that always had the same repeating pattern, you know? Like I always had some homosexual trying to move in with me, thinking that it was love, you know? Oh, this person said they loved me, you know? Why don't you move into my house right away? But really, all they were trying to do was get away from the situation that they were in, and I was convenient, you know? It's like I can't be mad at them for taking that opportunity. I had to learn that about myself. Like, okay, why do I let these people just move into my house like that? You know, what is it about me that I need to change inside myself so I don't let that happen again? We have a tendency to point fingers, like we like to point fingers, you know, but if we can't look inside and see what's up, then we have no business pointing fingers at anybody else, you know, because there ain't nothing that we could do about what anybody else does. All we can do is change what we have inside of us, how we see things, what we're willing to let slide, what we're willing to not let slide. You know, what is an automatic deal breaker, you know? And don't be sweeping red flags under the carpet and then get mad that they were never like talked about or discussed. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on to Capricorn. Capricorn. Why are you stuck, Capricorn? And how do we get you unstuck? Capricorn. How do we get you unstuck? There's Pixie. I'm a meow. I'm a meow. How do we get you unstuck, Capricorn? Why are you stuck? Why are you stuck, and how do we unstick you? For the Capricorn Collective, please and thank you. I didn't expect this to happen. Some of you guys might have had some sort of tower moment that was like very unexpected. Says, I don't expect you to forgive me. Is that you or them, Capricorn? Is that you or them? I am terrified of rejection. For me, this feels like this might be y'all's energy, you know? Like maybe something happened between y'all and you're like feeling super bad about it. You know, maybe something ended abruptly and it was unexpected, you know? But now you have that like I know you ain't going to forgive me, you know? But I can't picture my life without you. It's like I don't know what to do anymore, yet I know what to do. It's like sometimes the hardest things to do are the things that we know we should do. Like we know we should be doing it, but like we don't want to, you know? I don't want to do that. I don't want to come clean. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have that hard conversation. I don't want to have, you know, I don't want to take accountability for that. I don't want to ask questions that I don't want answers to, you know? It's like, you know what you need to do. It's just a matter of doing it. Fighting my feelings for you. And battle is hard. Battle is all I know. It's hard for me to put down my sword and choose my heart instead. Some of y'all might be used to conflict, you know? Used to conflict, used to be in a constant struggle, you know, struggling with outside, struggling inside, struggling financially. And they can't help but be drawn to you. And it makes no sense. It's like this person hurt you or you hurt this person, but like you can't get them off your mind. If I could go back in time, I would handle us differently. I wish you hadn't walked away, but I know you had to. So some of this feels like somebody did something, you know? Either you or them did something that was like a deal breaker, you know? There are some things like you bring home the wrong flavor ice cream or whatever, you know, you leave something on the floor, whatever, you know, like there's some things that are complete deal breakers, you know, like entertaining another person while you're in a relationship. Like, that's a deal breaker, you know. It says, I don't want you to hold on to me. Please don't wait for me. And I have addictions. I'm not good for you. You know? Some of you guys out there struggle with addiction. I'm like 3 years in sobriety myself. I got 3 years under my belt. You know, but addictions could be anything. That could be addicted to that battle, that fighting. Some people don't know how to have a healthy, successful relationship because they've never seen one. They didn't grow up with a healthy, successful relationship, so they don't know how to approach being in a healthy, successful relationship. It's like some people only know battle, they came home to their parents fighting, or their mom and dad fighting, or their mom and their stepdad, or like they just came home to violence. Maybe this person ain't never seen a successful, like, healthy relationship, a successful, healthy mindset. Maybe this person is just used to constantly fighting. And it's like, if they're not fighting for you, then do they even love you? If they're not fighting with you, does that mean that they don't love me? Sometimes that negative reinforcement is better than, like, nothing at all, and maybe that's how this person grew up, or maybe that's how you grew up, Capricorn. Because really, we are asking about you, like, why you're stuck, So maybe you're stuck because you've never experienced a healthy relationship. You don't know what that looks like. You had no role models for it, So you got to be the change that you wish to see. What would a healthy relationship look like to you? And then start embodying that, Yeah, the star. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. What other messages can we get for Capricorn? Two of Swords. Yeah, I really think that some of you just grew up in a violent environment, and as an adult, you don't know how to process, like, something that's healthy. You don't know what that looks like. And I feel like some of you might have been, like, you might have fucked up, and there ain't really much you could do about it, but move on. It's like, but how do you move on? Take whatever lessons you learned and apply it, Take the lessons that you learned from the situation and apply them to your future, so that you don't make the same mistakes. You don't repeat the same cycle. Chariot. That's how you move on successfully. Is you gather what you learned from the situation and you apply it, so you don't repeat the same mistakes. And if you're sitting there like, I can't think of what I learned, I can't see how this possibly helped, I can't see how I could ever get away from that, I can't see how I'm ever going to learn anything, or what did I learn from that? I'm sure if you think hard enough, you can figure it out. Like, you're really the only person that can figure it out. Nobody can figure it out for you. Somebody telling you what you learned is like you cheating off your friend's freaking math test. It's like, yeah, you might have passed the test, but you don't know how to do the math. You know what I mean? Eight of Cups. There's lots of options. There's lots of different ways to go about it, but how you choose to go about it is completely up to you. Like, you are in charge of your own destiny. You are the one that gets to assign meanings to stuff, meanings to experiences, to situations. No one else can do that for you. All right, Capricorn, let's go on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Saggy Wadgies. Why are you stuck, Saggy? And how do we unstick you? Speaking of stuck, these cards are stuck. They get all stuck together. Like, you can't push them together because they're all brand new. Sagittarius. We're going backwards order from Pisces to Aries. Because Pisces is always last. So we started with Pisces. Now we're on Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Why are you stuck, Saggy? And how do we unstick you? Why are you stuck, Saggy? Seven of Cups. Too many options. Paralysis, analysis paralysis. You know, and you're not sure which one of them is going to make you happy. You don't know which king to give your cup to. Maybe none of these options are viable for you, Saggy. Maybe you're like, like that one's cute, but this one makes more money. But, you know, that one's got, you know, nice hands, or like there's like not one of them checks off all the boxes for you. It's not that you have a lack of options. You've got lots of options, but yeah, you don't know which one is the best option, you know? Like you don't want to make an uneducated like decision, you know? Like maybe you've made impulsive decisions before and you're trying not to be impulsive. So, I mean, good for you, Sagittarius, because I mean, Sagittariuses are fire signs, so it can be quite impulsive, you know? Pedal to the metal. Vroom, beep, beep. So I think you're trying not to be impulsive, you know, because maybe like some sort of impulsive decision had like turned out real bad in the past. So you're trying not to be impulsive, Saggy. But you might be in paralysis by it. You know, the Hermit in the reverse is like you're like super inside yourself, you know? I think you've got lots of options, but you don't want to be impulsive about it. Too many choices, too many choices. What else can we tell for the Sagittarius is? Let's get you one. Let's switch decks. Analysis paralysis. Because you've made impulsive decisions in the past, you know? And you want to make a educated choice, you know? Like you don't want to just jump head into something. But there's definitely something being offered that you're not seeing, you know? By having all these options, you might be overlooking one that's like super relevant for you, super special. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I think once you make this decision, you know, it will turn in your favor. The wheel will turn in your favor, Sagittarius. But I feel like that analysis paralysis is like you're overwhelmed with all the choices, you know? Yeah, with the Lovers in reverse. You don't want a repeat cycle. You don't want to repeat this Tower moment. You know what I mean? Like, I think you've actually done a lot of healing, Saggy. You might think that you're stuck, but you're not really stuck. You're actually moving really wisely. You're not just pouring that cup of love out to anybody. You're not just going on a whim, being impulsive. You know? Yeah, you got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse too. You're not being impulsive. Because you don't want that to happen. You don't want that Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. That is the Ten of Swords. You know? Like, I think you've learned your lesson, Sagittarius. On being all lofty. All these lofty ideas and just being real impulsive. Yeah, you don't want to fight that battle. I'm pretty sure you have learned your lesson. So you're just kind of like in analysis paralysis. But I think you're being smart about it, Sagittarius. I think that's a good thing that you're taking your time. Yeah, with the Knight of Cups. So that your real truth can come through. You know, you don't want to be all head over heels and pedal to the metal, you know, and then run smack into a brick wall, you know? Like, I think you're going about it properly. Like, I don't think that you are. Sorry, kitty. You got the 10 of Cups. If you take your time and make an informed decision, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be very long lasting, you know? But I think that if you just jump into something, you know, and that win at all costs, no cooperation, you're going to end up in a brick wall. But you've got the 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I think if you take your time, like, and not jump straight into something, I think it'll end up real successful. But I think you already know that. I think this is like a test of what you're going to do. I think this is one of your repeating patterns. Sagittarius is not just jumping into something and not like moving so quickly, you know? That's one of the things, like, we each have like part of our element. We have different things that we have to learn inside of our element. Like, you know, fixed signs have to learn how to be not so fixed, you know, even though that's their element, that's what they're good at. You know, sometimes like that fixed energy can be to a detriment, you know. Same thing with air signs and water signs and earth signs, you know. We all have our balance. We got to learn how to balance it. Let's go on to Scorpio. Scorpio. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. I know it's kind of late tonight. Let's see why you're stuck and how to unstick you, Scorpio. Where'd they go? They're there. Scorpio. Why are you stuck and how do we unstick you? Scorpio. How do we unstick Scorpio? Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. And the Hermit. I feel like some of you guys have locked yourself away, you know? Like, you're like not going out. Like, how are you supposed to be seen if you ain't ever going anywhere? It's like, you know, the only people that can meet you are people that are like mutual friends, you know? I feel like you are just enjoying your time, you know? There ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, as long as your inside time don't end up like this, you know, as long as you're not inside your house, like beating yourself up and talking crap about my friend over there, you know, which is you. I don't think you see the options you have in front of you. The Hierophant. Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I don't think you see an opportunity that's in front of you. The Temperance. Like, you're all in your feels. You're all in your feels, chilling by yourself, and you don't see the opportunity in front of you. You don't see the love knocking at your door. You don't see the commitment that is being like presented, you know? You don't see somebody offering you like this cup of love. Yeah, you're like stuck inside yourself, stuck inside your head. Thinking about how you're never going to find someone, or that no one's ever going to love you, or why can't you just, be loved, or why you weren't loved by someone that you were with, but you have somebody right there that wants to show you, wants to commit to you. It's like you don't see it. It's like you're too busy fighting these battles. These like in your head battles. Like 99.9% of the problems I have are all in my head, It's like if you can't fix something, what's the point of worrying about something if you can't fix it? It's like, what is worrying going to do? Is there actually a reason to be worried? Is there actually a reason to be like scared? Is there a reason? If there is a reason, is there anything that you can do about it? And if so, is worrying about it going to change anything? Probably not. So only take control over the things that you actually have control over, But how are you supposed to meet somebody if you don't ever go outside, if you don't ever get out there? They're not just going to fall through your ceiling and land on your freaking lap, You actually have to get out, go do stuff that you enjoy. Didn't expect this to happen. These are all the same cards. I swear I'm shuffling these. Like, you ain't going to find like-minded individuals. I mean, unless you're online. I mean, I have a whole community of people that I've found online. But in real life, it's like you're stuck inside yourself and protecting you from myself. That might be you thinking that you're not good enough, or thinking that, that you're not pretty enough, or that you're not secure enough. Like maybe you're too insecure, It's like whoever you're dealing with, they know they did you wrong and that you didn't deserve it. But you can't just sit there and wallow in it, Not everybody's going to be like that. You deserve a better version of me. I'm a warrior. I fight. This is what I do. But sometimes I end up fighting my own heart. That feels like y'all, Scorpio. That feels like you guys are like holding yourself back. You're not getting out there. You're not letting anybody get close to you. You're not opening up to even the possibility of there being love for you out there, or for there being success out there. You don't feel like you're good enough. This is, I cannot just be a friend to you, These are all about love. I don't want about love. I want to know for my Scorpio people what they need to know. Like why they're stuck. Not just about some ex or somebody that did them wrong. Like I want to know what my people need. Deck switch. Hi, Jason. How do my Scorpio people get unstuck? Four of Swords. Six of Cups. By not remaining in the past, man. By not being completely engulfed with nostalgia from the past, about the time where it was good, when everything was great, when you did have friends, when you were like, when you did have this or when you did have that. So you got to stop living in the past if you want, because your future is dependent on your now. If you don't get out there and go do something and make new memories, then you're going to forever be stuck in this nostalgia of the past, but your now eventually becomes your past. So what are you doing right now? Like, I think you're engulfed in it, in the nostalgia, and it's stealing your time. It's stealing your life away by being stuck in the past and reminiscent about the past. It's like you're not living in the now, like whatsoever. You got to make new memories now, because these memories that you're making now will become your past. Yeah, let that hurt go. Got that 3 of Swords. Let that hurt go. Let the past go. Quit engulfing yourself in memories. Driving by places that that a person's going to be at, or that you used to party at, or whatever. Like, don't get caught up in thinking about all the past experiences you had, because then you're not making any new memories. You got to get out there and make some new memories, make some new core memories to look back on in the now. All right, Scorpio, let's move on to Libra. Libra. How do we get you unstuck, Libra? If you're stuck, why are you stuck? And then how do we get you unstuck? How do we unstick our Libras? I just heard something about peanut butter. You guys stuck in some peanut butter? I had this image of like somebody licking peanut butter off a spoon or something. Libra. What sort of messages can we give to Libra about how to get them unstuck? Yeah, you got to put in the work. Whatever it is that you're doing, like, you can't just sit around. You got to put in the work. You can't just sit around lollygagging, with lofty ideas. You actually have to put them into action. Like, some of y'all might be super, super into procrastinating. Why do today what you can do tomorrow? You got to stop procrastinating, Libra, and get on it. Make that wheel turn. Like, you are the creator of your own destiny. You are responsible for your life. You can make the changes that you need to make, like, now. But you got to do the work. You can't just sit around and daydream about it. You have to actually do it. You're the High Priestess. I think you already know this, though. Like, you're holding the procrastination station. It's like, nah, you're not don't be the king of the procrastination station. Like, you got to get some stuff done, Libra. This is not procrastination station. Yeah, put in the work. Page of Pentacles. You want to be successful, but you don't want to do the work? You just want to hand it to you? You want it to fall out of the sky or something? You want recognition, but you just want it to fall out of the sky? It's not going to work like that. You can't be holding procrastination station forever and ever. You got to give that title up. Give that piece of property of procrastination, the procrastination station, and let somebody else hold it for a while, because you got work to do, Libra. Yeah, you might be feeling unmotivated. It's like you're unmotivated but motivated all at the same time. You got all these lofty ideas, but you can't just be living in your head, Libra. You got to take that action. The Ace of Swords. You have to take action. You can't be holding procrastination station. Or you're going to regret it. You'll regret it. You'll see other people living your dream. You know what I mean? I can't talk shit. Like, I'm a Libra, so I know all about this procrastination station. The Two of Cups. Go after what you love. You have the ability. You can't just be lighting fires everywhere and like not attending to them, Because that's how you reverse manifest. By starting all these fires, You don't want to be reverse manifesting stuff. Like, you want to actually put in the work and get her done. But you can't be procrastinating. No more procrastination. No more procrastinating, Libra. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo. Virgo, why are you stuck? Procrastination station. Procrasta what? Yeah, fellow Libra. Virgo, why are you stuck? And how do we get you unstuck, Virgo? Oop, that one wanted to flip. What is it? The Hangman. Stuck in the way you see something? Like, the wisest people are always those that are willing to accept some other belief that challenges their own, The High Priestess. Going against your intuition. I feel like some of you are going against your intuition because of your belief system, Because no, it can't be like that. Like, I was taught and raised to believe that it was like this, like, and your belief system is something that has been true for you, like, for a very long time. So I think you had something that came up against your belief system, and it's like, you don't want to believe it. Like, you can't celebrate that idea, You can't celebrate in that idea because it goes against what you believe. Even though you want to, your intuition is telling you that it's okay. Yeah, you think these people is lying to you or something. You think that somebody's trying to trick you into believing something, that goes against your own belief system. But sometimes being malleable is a great asset, like looking at things from a different perspective. Like, I would never know what it's like to be a bird weathering the storm in a tree, but that bird does, That's why they're so super singing in the morning. It's like they made it through another day. But I feel like you're stuck in some sort of way of thinking, some sort of way of believing. And you think that somebody's trying to trick you into thinking other ways. Like, they present to you an idea that goes against something that you believe, you automatically think they're like a thief in the night, It's like, we will fight to hold on to our beliefs. We will fight to hold on to what it is that we believe in, no matter what the cost sometimes. And the cost could be your happiness, It takes a lot of strength to question our own belief system. And I don't know if you want to take on that battle. You're like, I'm too old of a dog. Like, I'm an old dog. I can't learn new tricks. You know what I mean? But Yes, you can. You don't believe it, but yes, you can. You can learn new tricks. I do believe in fairies. I do. Right? Yeah. Just stuck in some sort of belief system, unchangeable, completely concreted into some sort of belief system. And I think that people are trying to get you to see things a different way or something, and you ain't having it. You think they're being sneaky. They're hiding something. They're being sneaky. They're trying to trick you into seeing something their way. But I don't think they are. Different perspectives, man. Like that hangman, he's not really struggling, He's just chilling, looking at the world from a whole other view, It's like if we are so fixated on like there's only this one outcome, there's only this one possibility, there's only this one way to look at it, there's this only one way to see things, then we'll never see the full potential and beauty that is around us all the time. The Ten of Cups. I think if you try to shift your mindset just a little bit, step out of your comfort zone of your own mind for just a second, and try to see things from a different perspective, from someone else's point of view. I know it's real hard to do because all we have is our own point of view, but try to take yourself out of your own point of view and see it from the other side, see it from above. Because it's not only just our truth, like we have our truth, and then the people around us that see us have their truth of what they see, and then the higher picture above us sees all of the truths around that, There's so many truth involved in just a single truth. But I think you need to see things from a different perspective. Yeah, and I think you're fighting that. All right, let's move on to Leo. Leo, Leo. Hello, Leo. Why are you stuck, Leo? And what can we do about it? What is making my Leo collective stuck? Ooh, the Death card. Didn't want something to end, or this could be a actual death that happened that was super, super impactful for you, but you can't let go of it. Archangel Azrael is my all-time favorite archangel. Like, he's so underrated. He has to transmute every single person's soul of every single person that has died into pure light energy to present to God, right? And Azrael knows every single hurt, every single regret, every single want, every single I wish I woulda, every single I wish I didn't, that each single person, once they pass on from this lifetime, not only from the person that is passing or transitioning, but also the people that are connected to that person, It's like Azrael has to hold the hand of every single grieving person, all the I wish I would have said this, I wish I wouldn't have said that, I wish I would have done this differently. Like, I wish I would have brought my uncle a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like you haven't been happy since that happened. And you don't know how to cut yourself free of it. There was definitely some sort of ending. I mean, it didn't have to be a literal death, but there was definitely, like, the only thing guaranteed in life is death. That's the only guarantee we have, And that time starts ticking the minute we're born, man. And we never know. We never know when our name's going to pop up in that book. And you fight with yourself a lot about it, you know? You fight a lot with the, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I wouldn't have done that, or, you know, like, why did it have to happen this way, you know? I would say, like, how would this person, how would they want you to live, you know? What would they want you to be doing? Like, if they saw you being miserable about it, you know, and all of the grief that you hold, or all the wish I wouldas or wish I couldas, you know what I mean? What are you going to do for them? You know, what can you do in their name to help, like, alleviate you of that pain? You know, some people start a nonprofit for different awarenesses. Like, there's a festival going on in Iowa right now for my friend that lost their child. You know, I was supposed to go up to Iowa, and it's for gun violence. I mean, that is never going to take away the pain of them losing their child, you know, but they're doing something in the name of, you know, an anti-gun violence, like, music festival in the name of this transitioned person, you know. Like, you can't hold on to the grief forever. Like, you can't let that grief be your identity, you know. It's like an abscess on your soul. An abscess doesn't just heal overnight. You have to freaking lance it and push out all of the pus, and, you know, it's all gross and disgusting, but it needs to be done. That's the only way that you can heal, you know. That's the only way you're ever going to get over it or get past it, is by getting through it. There is no out. There's only through. And it's not going to be easy. It's not easy. And everybody's grieving process is different. So I'm not saying that, you know, you're doing anything wrong, but you definitely have support. Or if you don't have support, you should probably seek some support, you know. Asking for help is not an admittance of defeat. That does not mean that you are defeated or that you have failed. All right. I mean, it's just like going to a mechanic, you know. Like, I don't know mechanics, and if I had something wrong with my car, then I would need to go to a mechanic, you know. If you're dealing with some sort of mental health issue or something, like, you obviously don't know how to deal with it, so you want to go to a professional that knows how to deal with it. There's nothing wrong with going to a mechanic, right? So then why is there something wrong with going to therapy? Why is there something wrong with going and asking for help from somebody? You know? There ain't nothing wrong with that. It is not an admittance of defeat. You know, yeah, I think that you feel like asking for help is admitting defeat. But it's not, Leo. It's not. You got the Six of Wands. You'll come out triumphant, you know? The Two of Cups. You'll come out triumphant. Whatever this ending was, I think you're real, like that has become your identity, you know? And I think you should do something in the name of that ending, you know? Or seek assistance from a professional if you need it, you know? Like, your spark plugs might be misfiring. Do you know how to change spark plugs? Probably not. Go to someone who does, you know? And there ain't nothing wrong with that, Leo. All right. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer. You learned a new crochet stitch today. Congratulations. Cancer. What is keeping you stuck, Cancer? What is keeping you stuck? How do we unstick you? What is keeping my Cancer collective stuck? And how do we unstick them? Please and thank you. The end. This is the same card that came out for the overall in the last spread. So some of you guys could be dealing with a Leo, or a Scorpio. You guys are stuck because of some sort of ending. With every new ending, there's a rebirth, that is an opportunity for something else to be born, for something to rise from the ashes of that. Like the most flourishing forests that we have in all of the planet are rainforests, right? And the death and rebirth cycle in the rainforest is so potent that most people can't live in it. They end up depressed because of how much death and rebirth that actually happens. And they're not even aware of that. That's what's going on. But, if you live in a rainforest type area, you end up like vibing on that vibration of death and rebirth. And us as humans have a hard time handling that. That's like people in Seattle, is like why Seattle is has one of the highest suicide rates, is because it's in that rainforest climate, that death and rebirth. There is some sort of ending, and you got the Judgment card, Maybe something ended because somebody judged you unfairly, and like you just can't help but try to defend yourself. It's like you feel like you got to fight and defend yourself, and it's like you can't let go of what was said or what was done. Like you can't let go of what happened, of that ending. So I think someone judged you harshly, and it really put a damper on your home life and your family life, Some people's family, like some people don't have actual blood family. They have family, like friends that are family, Like, so it doesn't have to be blood family. But I think whatever happened, like, really hurt you. Like, whatever ended really hurt you, because you considered these people your family. But you have the Lovers. You have the Lovers here. So there is hope for love in the future. But you have to learn how to let go of the past. Holding on to the past while moving into the future is like wearing frickin', like walking through the sand wearing sand belts, You have the Wheel of Fortune. Just dragging yourself and just going slower and slower, Have you ever walked through the sand? Have you ever walked like a long distance in the sand trying to carry anything heavy? It's extremely hard to do. I think you need to not fight, though. Whatever it was that happened, whatever, like, let people say whatever they're going to say. Let people do whatever they're going to do. You know what I mean? You do you. Keep pushing forward. Like, don't hold on to it. Don't hold on to whatever this harsh judgment was. It's like, yeah, I know you probably put a lot of work into it, a lot of time, a lot of investment, but what did you gain from that? I'm sure you had to have gained something. It's not just all heartache and pain. Like, you had to have learned something. There had to have been something in there that you could pull out of that big pile of shit that is shiny, She got the Sun card on the bottom of the deck here. That's the one thing about like moments, is that they don't last forever. You could be feeling like the worst that you've ever felt ever, but it's not going to always feel that way. I mean, because did it feel that way last year, or the year before that? Or when was the last time that you felt the happiest you've ever felt? And then how long did that last? And it doesn't last forever. Like emotions are fleeting. Experiences are fleeting. They come and they go. Like, trauma happens when we relive something over and over again, because our minds are so powerful that we don't know that we're not in that traumatic situation. So if you're constantly in your head, like, I know that after I get into an argument with somebody or something, you know, like I'm running through my head and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have said this instead of that, you know, and you like replay this conversation with somebody, or like the conversation you wish you would have had with them, you know, and you replay it in your head over and over, and then your body starts feeling those same rage emotions, you know. It's like your body doesn't know that you're not in that heated argument right now, you know. Yeah, Temperance. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Scorpio. I have 2 Sagittarius cards, or a Leo or a Gemini. But there is hope. You just got to let go. You got to let go of trying to fight for your right to make it right, you know? Like, who cares? Let them say whatever they're going to say. Let them do whatever they're going to do, you know? Like, the snakes will expose themselves anyways. If somebody wants to believe some rumor about you, it's because they're an undercover hater, you know? If somebody doesn't come to you to try to get your side of a situation, even though they're close to you, you know, that means that they were an undercover hater from the get. If they just jump on the side with somebody else, like they were already an undercover hater, and you don't need the people in your life anyways. So let's move on to Gemini. Happy birthday, Gemini. Happy birthday. All right, Gemini. I'm going to switch decks. Deck switch. There we go. This guy. Gemini. What can we tell the Gemini collective? Like, why are you stuck, and how do we unstick you? Are you all sticky? Why are you all sticky? Hopefully it's something good. It is your birthday season. Maybe some of y'all are sticky on a good way. Lick them like a lollipop should be licked. Gemini. What can we tell the Gemini collective? Why are they stuck? 7 of Wands. Oh, you feel like you're backed into a corner. That's a dangerous position to be in, man. If you feel like you're backed into a corner, like if you back an animal into a corner, what happens? You know? So it's like, whoever these people are, better watch out. They're backing Gemini into a corner. Like you feel like you're backed into a corner, you have no other choice. You know, but that's how the animal, you know, that's how you bring out the beast in somebody. Like, I think you're trying to keep your head calm, cool, and collected, you know, like you're trying to keep the peace, keep your balance, keep your mind, you know, you're trying not to lash out on these people. But I feel like you're about to lash out, Gemini. And they ain't going to know what to do about it. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, you know? But it's like, you backed me into a corner. You gave me no choice. I had no escape route, you know? Like, I didn't see a safe space to get out, so I'm going to find my way out of here. It's like backing an animal into a corner, man. Yeah. 8 of Wands. Nine of Swords. Like, you feel like you have no other choice. You have no other choice. Like, you have to escape whatever this is. You have to get out of whatever it is, you know? Like, you have to get away. You have to get to safety. It's like, you can't be in this situation. You can't be around these people. You can't be in this relationship. It's like they backed you into some sort of corner, and you're looking for an escape route, you know? But you're trying to figure out in a way, like, how can you do it without anybody else getting hurt, you know? Without hurting someone's feelings or stepping on someone's toes, or, you know, trying to be diplomatic like your Libra friend. Because you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of the inner work, but it's like, if you cage an animal, then it's like, I'm not responsible for what I do. 8 of Cups. Yeah, you're trying to walk away, but you're trying to walk away peacefully. This guy's all peaceful, you know? But you're trying to figure out how to do it peacefully. Well, you'll figure it out. You've got the Magician. So you will work your magic, because Geminis are good with words, man. Geminis are like the slick talkers. So you will work your magic, that tongue magic that you got, and you will definitely find a diplomatic way to get out of this. Even if it is sneaking off in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Like if you're in an unsafe situation, you're in an unsafe relationship, you feel like you have no safety, no peace, no whatever, like even if you have to sneak away in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? You're going to do what you got to do to protect your peace. You're trying not to, you know? You've got the tools that you need to be able to get out of this without being hurt, without being scathed, you know? But somebody might think that it's sneaky, however you're doing it. But that is a them problem and not a you problem, Gemini. Because, yeah, these people done backed you into a corner, you know? And there might be more than one person that's trying to gang up on you as far as this goes. But you're not having it. Even if you have to get out in the middle of the night, like that's what you're going to do. And that's what you should do if that's what you need to do. If you're in that sort of situation, that you're in danger, Gemini, get the fuck out. All right? We got Taurus. Let's move on to Taurus. Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Some of my favorite peoples. I'm surrounded by Taurians. My son's a Taurus. My brother's a Taurus. My boss is a Taurus. Co-workers are Tauruses. It's crazy. My one of my co-workers, which is now my son's roommate, has the exact same birthday as my son. Like born the exact same day, but they are such complete opposite people. It's crazy how somebody can be the exact same sign, you know what I mean, and be two completely different people. Like not even just the exact same time, they were born on the exact same day, you know? And completely different kind of people. Taurus. Why are you stuck, Taurus? Why are you stuck? Oh, you're not stuck. You're like waiting for your ships to come in. You know that you've put all the ingredients in the pot. You know that you've put all the ingredients in the pot. You're just waiting for the magic to happen. But you might be wondering why it's taken so long. You're like, why is this taking forever? You might be losing patience with whatever magic ingredients. Like you've put all the ingredients into your work there, you know, and you do have the Sun card. But I feel like you're becoming impatient to see the outcome. But I mean, how can we make the process the reward instead of the outcome? Because I mean, once we actually get there, it's like when I was writing my book, like sure, it took me a long time it took me 5 weeks to write my book. And that 5 weeks, like I was so focused on like getting the book done and like what it was going to feel like when I actually had it in my hand, you know? And then it's been published for like 2 years now. And it's like, sometimes I forget I even wrote a book, you know? So make sure that the process of what it is that you're doing, you know, make that be part of your reward. You know, the process of actually taking the steps of getting the ingredients. You know, it's almost like cooking a really fancy dinner for someone that you love, and that someone that you love is you, you know? Like you've put all the ingredients in, you know, but I think you're getting impatient with the outcome. And that's like the quickest way to disappointment is having some sort of set outcome, you know, some sort of expectation of an outcome. If we don't expect something and we just enjoy the process along the way, like we get a lot more reward. Not only do we get a reward if we get the outcome we're looking for, but we get a reward every time that we take a step towards doing it, you know, it becomes rewarding. Yeah, I think you're just sitting on it. It's like you're kind of impatient. You're running out of patience. You know, you're like, okay, I put my order into Amazon. It should show up any freaking day now, you know? But I think the universe is asking you to take a step back and enjoy the process. Like actually enjoy the process of putting in all the ingredients to this amazing soup you're making for yourself, you know? The soup of life. All the ingredients you're putting into it, you know, you're doing it with all this love and this care, you know, but you're like, I want it to be done now, but it has to simmer, you know? Otherwise the ingredients don't mix right. It won't taste right. But you're like, I'm hungry. I want it now. You got the Lovers. So whatever ingredients you've put into that pot, you know, just let it simmer. Quit being impatient. Don't be impatient. Yeah. The Hangman. Don't be impatient. Enjoy the process. Because it is happening. It is happening. It just might be taking a little bit longer than you want it to take. But everything is within divine timing. Like if it was handed to you right now, then you probably wouldn't even appreciate it as much than if you had to like wait for it and put the ingredients in and, you know, like saving up to buy a new car. You know, if you're saving and saving and saving to buy this car that you want, and like you're saving and saving and you look at your bank account, and you're like, all right, I'm almost there. I got like this much more money that I could get this car I've always wanted, you know? And then you go down to the car dealer and you put the money down and you get the keys to this car and you're like, woo, I got this car, you know? But that excitement only lasts for so long before it's just another car sitting in your driveway, you know? So make sure that you are enjoying the process of saving the money that you're saving, of putting the time in that you're putting in, mixing the ingredients, you know? Don't get too impatient because it is happening. All right, Aries. Aries Collective. Why are you stuck, Aries? And how do we unstick you? Why are you stuck, Aries? And how do we unstick you? How do we unstick our Aries people? This one? Ooh. By not losing hope. You might have lost hope in something. Like you feel like something's hopeless. Could be dealing with an Aquarius, or could have Aquarius in your chart. Look at that little kitty. I like the little kitty on there. Little meow meow. I think some of you have spirit guides that are trying to show you the way. They're trying to show you these little synchronicities, you know, of hope, like 222 and 333 and, you know, 444, or, you know, maybe you have your own like number combination that's like significant for you, you know, but you might be dismissing them. You might be dismissing them like, oh, that's just a coincidence. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like there's no way that the radio just answered the question I had in my head. There's no way that, you know, the light just turned off at the exact same time that I thought about this situation. Or, you know, like pay attention to when those things happen. You know, like if you're thinking some deep, profound thought about something that you want to do, or like some sort of like, you know, like if you stub your toe, or if the light goes off at a certain time, or, you know, the radio station just comes on out of nowhere, like go back and think about what you were thinking when that happened, you know? Because the universe will talk to you. The more you listen, the more you listen, the more you listen, the more it talks. You know, if the universe knows that you're listening, then it talks to you in ways that only you can understand, which is so freaking magical. But I think you're losing hope. You've lost some sort of hope, you know? Got the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Cups in reverse. You know, maybe some of you feel like something's hopeless. But you have the 6 of Wands. Not all hope is lost. Not all hope is lost. Whatever this is that you had your hopes set on, you know, you had high hopes. You've put your ingredient list together. You have the Magician, you know, in the upright. But you got the 9 of Cups in reverse, you know, so you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in the magic that you possess, you know? Like you feel like there's no hope, like why try? You know? Nobody loves me, everybody hates me. I think I'm going to go eat worms. Big, fat, juicy ones, little teeny tiny ones. Oh, how they wiggle and squirm. You know? Don't get stuck in self-pity, man. There is hope. We get so stuck on an outcome, you know, an expected outcome, man. That's how we end up disappointed. That's how we end up hurt. We have expectations of a specific outcome. Like if you aren't expecting, you know, a specific outcome, then like you can't get hurt by whatever happens, because then whatever happens was meant to happen. That's divine, you know, that's within divine timing, divine mechanism. So if you just let go of how you expect it to be or how you want it to be and let it flow, then you'll see how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? But you have a lot of support. You know, the universe is supporting you. The universe backs you. The universe has got your back. So if there was something that you had super high hopes for that fell through, you know what I mean? That means something else better is for you out there. You know, and then you're going to look back at this situation and be like, oh, I see, you know, I see why it happened like that. I see why I didn't get what I thought I wanted at that time. Because like, I really needed this, you know, I really was meant to do this. I see that why that didn't happen that way. You might not see it right now, but try to connect to the you that does, you know? Yeah, because you have a lot of support. You know, if something didn't work out with a specific individual, you know what I mean? Like God heard conversations that you didn't hear. You know what I mean? Like, the universe is not a fucking idiot. God's not an idiot. So you have to trust and believe that whatever's happening happens for your highest good, one way or another. And especially if you were trying to control a situation, control an outcome of a situation. Like maybe you didn't get the job that you were after, you know, so now you're not going to put in any applications. You're not going to try to do anything. You're just going to sit there, you know? Like don't be wallowing in self-pity. You know? Get up, dust yourself off, and try again. Go knock on that door. Knock, knock, knock. Hello? Is anybody there? Yeah, because you got the 10 of Cups. If you just let go of controlling the specific like outcome, you'll realize that was never meant for you anyways, because there's something better just around the horizon. All right, Aries. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. I think those are all the messages that I had for all of my signs tonight. So I appreciate your continued support, and I love you very much. Like, you guys are my people. You're my community. Ain't no unity without community. And vroom, beep, beep. See you next time.